It is Thankful Thursdays. It is Thankful Thursdays, y'all. And I'm telling you, I'm so super thankful. We have the activities of our limbs. We ain't in nobody's jail. And when I tell you, I am so grateful. There are some things that I had to go through this year. And I'm sure many of you had to go through some of these things as well when it comes to transitions in your life. And sometimes it could be a very lonely experience, especially that COVID has continued. Okay. We thought it was about to be done and over. But I want to talk to you about appreciate it all. Appreciate it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. And sometimes we don't really appreciate those things that happen to us that make us feel unfortunate because we don't know why it's happening to us. And I'm the first to tell you that as a mother, raising my son as a single mom, there were times I didn't have it. There were times where I was so sad at the fact that, you want to be able to provide, you want to be able to give your children or give yourself the things that you desire. But sometimes that's not always the case, especially if your money is strange and your change is funny and your money is strange. Well, your change is strange and your money is funny. But nevertheless, it's your girl Zsa Zsa. You're tuning in, listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. I'm talking all about appreciate it all. As a mother, you all know my son graduated this year and he's off to college and off doing his own thing. And as a woman and as a mother, you often want to give your children the best that you can. And sometimes our children don't always appreciate the sacrifices that we make, the hard decisions that we have to make. Sometimes they don't understand the things that we have to go through in order to make sure that they are good. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, because y'all already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to add more to it. And I know y'all heard me the first time. I'm talking all about appreciate it all. Because sometimes you're going to get people in your life that's going to make you feel like you are not enough. There are going to be people in your life that's going to make you feel like you didn't do enough. And sometimes during the holiday season, we get ourselves stressed out and we get depressed because we want to be able to give the people we love the best holiday. We want to be able to give the people that we care the most about the greatest gift. But I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm not trying to be deep, not trying to be super spiritual or none of that. I'm going to be real, straight up, no chaser, because y'all ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in. But the greatest gift that you can give somebody is pure, genuine love. Not the fake love that y'all like to give. Not the love that's predicated on conditions. Not the love that if I love you, am I going to get something back from it? No, just pure unconditional love. And the blessings that I have in my life and the reason why I always win, no matter what rumor is spread about me, no matter what family member don't like me, no matter what friend walked away, what relationship didn't work well, one of the reasons why I am always staying above water and excelling in my life is because I do things with a pure, genuine heart. And when you do things with a pure, genuine heart and intentions, it don't always mean that things don't end up going left. Don't always mean that the results will be what you wanted it to be. But it does mean that you went into a situation with a clear mind, a clear conscience, a pure heart, and a pure spirit. See, this is why some people want other people to be mad at you or dislike you, because you operate on a certain way. And see, I'm going to tell you something. In this season of your life, you are getting ready to transition from the holiday to a new year. And although you spending your money trying to get people Christmas gifts and you going through wanting to get people's Christmas gift, the best gift that you can give somebody is pure, genuine love. And if you want to give them a little bit more, give them loyalty. If you want to give them a little bit more, make sure you constantly praying for them. If you want to give them a little bit more, make sure that you are finding ways that you can support them. Sometimes the greatest gift is not always financial. See, I was married, and at the point in time, I thought that this is what God wanted me to do. I didn't want to be fornicating. I had me a little boyfriend or whatever. I was dating a very, very, very popular person's grandson, and I was so in love with him, but he wasn't ready to be married. And so when I decided, like, I'm ready to be married, you know how we get women, when we want to be in a relationship, we think that the other person is supposed to be ready just like we are. And this is why it gets it brings us to a level of confusion when we see couples like Megan Good and Devon Franklin get a divorce after 9 years. But I'm gonna tell you something. Some people are infatuated with weddings, not focus on the marriage that you have to build after that wedding is over. See, a lot of us are infatuated with the couple goals and the mirage that has been painted in our culture through social media. Let me tell you something about couple goals. If you ever decide that you want to create a family, start a family, get married. I've been marrying people for 12 years. Do you hear me? 12. I have married thousands of couples in their pajamas, in Halloween costumes, in a basement, in a backyard, in halls, in churches. But one thing I know for certain, two things for sure, is that when you appreciate the person that you are with, when you genuinely care about the person that you want to become and the person that they are becoming, you overlook certain faults. And at the end of the day, when a person decides that they want to get divorced, it's because I can no longer look past these faults or look past these particular issues because it is now draining me. See, it wasn't that I didn't love my ex-husband, but I knew I wasn't supposed to marry him. And I'm going to tell you why. See, I wasn't infatuated with a wedding, but I wanted to be married under the sight of God. I didn't want to be fornicating with my boyfriend that I really loved, that I really cared about. I loved his parents loved me. I loved his family loved me. But see, he wasn't in the church. And see, sometimes, and no shade, but sometimes church can brainwash you. It can brainwash you to the point where you become infatuated with what you see and you don't realize the work that it takes to maintain that relationship. My ex-husband thought I was going to be like my first lady, Karen Clark Sheard, and God bless my first lady's heart. But even my first lady can't even be herself sometimes because of the expectation that she has to have because of her duties and making sure that she is representing the brand, which is the church. And see, you got to understand that some of us are infatuated with other people's lives, other people's relationships, and we don't know what it takes to maintain those marriages, those relationships. You all see my son as a high school graduate, but you don't know what it took me as a single mom and what I had to deal with. I had to raise my son, right? Teach him how to pee while his daddy lived up the block. I had to teach him how to tie a tie while his father lived up the street. I had to teach my son how to have swag, how to talk to a woman, how to dance, how to deal with a woman if she come on her menstrual cycle. I had to teach my son these things because guess what? The person that was supposed to be teaching him wasn't available. So what do? Not teach my child because somebody else ain't doing their duty? See, and if you're tuning in, you're listening to, I said it, before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking about appreciate it all. Because we are in a season where a lot of you are unappreciative. Somebody get you some or give you something or give you time and you feel like they should have did more, or they could have did more. Whatever you get in this season, be appreciative because your life could be a lot different if God decided and say, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna cripple your legs. I'm gonna make you sick with COVID, and now you want to appreciate your lungs, and now you want to appreciate being able to walk. This is what God showed me. Appreciate me before I do it. Appreciate the blessings before it comes, because the main thing about manifesting, and when I manifest things, I've already thanked God for them in advance. The Bible says, speak those things that are not as though they were. And see, this is one of the things that I love about things that are happening in our lives. Right now, we are celebrating the holiday Christmas. And people have taken Christmas as a holiday just for toys. But we're supposed to be praising and thanking God that he sent his son, Jesus, to Bethlehem. Now, I don't know how this whole situation happened. I wasn't there with Mary. I wasn't there with Joseph. I wasn't there with the 3 wise men with the gifts. I wasn't there in the manger. But what I do know for sure is that there is a reason for the season. And at the end of the day, it ain't about gifts. It ain't about toys. And it darn sure ain't about being broke and trying to give somebody something that they won't appreciate later on. See, as a mother, I learned that, and I had to teach my son about what it really meant to value certain things. I'm glad that my mother did not raise her children to focus on brands. And don't get me wrong, my brother Big Boy and Tony, they wanted to hang out with the neighborhood young men, and they wanted what they had, but my mom wasn't focused on that. And if you pay attention, if you knew what I knew about the young men that my brothers was trying to impress and live up to, all of them are struggling. Some of them are in prison, back to back in prison. And what they should have done, and the men on my block, and this is why we got to be mindful about the seasons that we're in. There were older men that were supposed to be mentors to the young men on my block and in my hood. But you know what they did? They pushed them into a place of misconceptualize what a black man and a black woman is supposed to look like. Just because you can wear the chain and rock the chain and get the roly, that don't mean you got to. There are some decisions that we got to make that are going to benefit us as individuals, as families, and as communities. Today, I was so grateful because when you learn that people don't have to get you nothing, they don't got to help you, they don't have to support you, you learn to appreciate it all. See, me and my stepfather, we didn't get along for a long time because I didn't like some of the, I'm very straightforward, no chaser. And that's one of the things that allowed us to get along. And it was also the thing that caused us to not get along, because I'm very, very mindful about what a man should do in the life of a woman. And when there's a man that genuinely loves a woman, he's going to cover her and protect her. And so today, my stepdad was able to help me because I'm having an event this weekend after Christmas. It's Manifest Your Universe. It is a vision board and networking party, and I really want you to come. If you don't got no money, just come anyway. I still want you to come because I want you to have a blueprint. There are so many people walking around this earth, walking around Detroit, walking around in your family that are lost. They lost in the sauce. They don't have no direction of where they want to go, what they want to do. They just trying to figure it out as they go along. And see, a lot of animosity comes about in families because people look at what you're doing and they become envious and arrogant and prideful and ignorant to their own devices. And see, one of the things that I've learned is that, and if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking all about appreciate it all. One of the things that I watched my mother do is a struggle. And my mom would do all she could for us. And at Christmas time, my mom would buy us gifts months in advance. She would start after our birthday. I think the last kid's birthday was October. That's my brother Big Boy, God rest his soul. After October, after my brother's birthday, she would start going shopping. And thank God my mom worked at the mall because a lot of stuff she could get at a discount. And it was so amazing how my mother would literally, like Tupac say, make miracles every Thanksgiving and every Christmas. And we would go in her walk-in closet. And I'm going somewhere. We would walk in her walk-in closet and see all these bags. And I couldn't understand, like, how was my mama getting all this stuff? But she had a method. So that way she wasn't overwhelmed when it came to Christmas time. And I'm going to also tell you this. My mother also communicated with us what she couldn't get us, but it didn't mean that it was a no. I'm going to tell you something as a mother, as fathers, as parents, as guardians. Don't stress yourself out about getting these kids no toys. You better make sure that your bills is paid so y'all have somewhere to live. See, my son's father used to make me feel like shit. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Sugar, honey, iced tea. He used to try to make me feel so bad because I couldn't afford to get my son some toys and bagel bonds and Xbox games. I'm not spending $64 and 50 something dollars on a video game that he gonna beat in a week, and we still got to pay DTE. And I would have the conversation with my son, and I would say, you got the Xbox, but you gonna need electricity to play it. You want the Xbox or you want the electricity? Because as an adult, you got to learn to make the decision. Am I going to make investments based on where I'm going in my future? Or am I going to base all of my needs and my wants on where I am right now? See, I knew that I needed the freedom financially to move around. I'm not buying, Gucci belt, $400, $500. What the Gucci belt gonna do? It's jumping around. It's got some lights. Is it gonna twirl? What is it gonna do? But see, he ended up getting those things when he could value those things. He got the Gucci belt. He got the Yeezys. But he didn't get those things until he could learn to appreciate them. He was all right with them cold outfits. Thank you, Evie, Grandma Evie, for all of your support and your help. Because at the end of the day, as a woman, as a man, you don't stress yourself out about these material things when your children lack substance. People tell me all the time, your son is so mannerable. You know why my son's so mannerable? Because I focused more on his integrity and his characteristics as a man before I focused on his monetary. See, I wanted my son to walk upright. I wanted my son to be able to take care of women and they didn't have to just be his woman. I wanted my son to open up doors for women and do it not even as a second guess. And I wanted my son to be influential amongst his own friends. So that way his friends know, oh, I got to open up a door for these women. Oh, I got to make sure I'm on my grind. Oh, I got to make sure. And see, this is the thing. People will be envious of you. Not because of what you have, but what you are able to bring to the table. See, I don't have a lot of money, but you know what I do have? I got substance. I got integrity. I got charm. And I got God on my side who gives me the favor that I need in order to walk the way I need to walk. And see, people will be upset because, oh, she ain't come with the money. No, I don't need to come with the money. Because see, this is the thing. When God grants you favor, some things you can't buy. And this is the problem. A lot of us think that we can buy our way into people's lives and buy our way into success and buy our way into friendships. No, baby, I ain't doing none of that. You don't want to rock with me? Well, guess what? I don't want to rock with you either. You don't like me? Well, that's too bad because you're missing out on a great relationship. Oh, you too envious and too jealous to extend a helping hand, and we know we losing millions of people. And then we know that we make up 13% of the country, but we don't own no land. But you out here taking all your money to Somerset, Fairlane, taking all your money. And you know black businesses that you should be supporting, but you won't do it. Because your pride and that ego with the white people have caused us to hate each other. Kanye West may be crazy and off on some occasions because that's that Gemini. You know, he battling. But one thing you better understand is that one thing Kanye West said, they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. We chasing a dollar. We'll cut our own brother and sister over $600. We'll break up our own family over a DTE bill instead of saying, how can we help each other? What can I bring to the table? How can I help this particular family member? Nah, let's talk about them. Let's bring them down. Let's talk about how they need help. This is what we do to each other. And then we turn around and say, why don't nobody like me? Why ain't nobody helping me? Well, what are you doing to create that? What are you doing to put yourself in a position where you can be a family, where you can work together? Because see, a lot of you all are cowards. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. You don't want to speak up. You'll have private conversations about things you know need to change in your community. You know there are things that need to be changed in the school system, in our city government, in our state government, but you won't say nothing because you want to be buddy and you want to be friends. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in, and I'm going to say what needs to be said whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, there's a whole generation that's coming behind us There's a generation that's coming behind us that's doing just like this. Okay, how are they handling this? Okay, this how they handling family situations? This how they handling money? Because at the end of the day, you benefit, the government benefits off of us being poor. Let me tell you something. Cities that get certain grants and financial gain is because of the economic level, the poverty, the education level. Now, why keep us dumb? You know why they keep us dumb? You know why they keep us in a box? Because if I ever let you out the box, if I ever let you get a little bit ahead, you will outsmart us like we've done in times past. See, a lot of our youth don't appreciate what it means to be Black because they don't know. How do you know who you are if all you're seeing is what's happening in the present moment? See, my son, he probably thought I was psycho crazy because I used to make him watch Roots. Yeah, I did. I used to make him watch little slave clips because I need you to understand what's happening in this world and why things are the way that they are. And if you're tuning in and listening to, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking about appreciate it all. Because when you learn to appreciate the good, the bad, and the ugly, right, it'll help you to develop that strength and that character that you need in order to take yourself to the next level. Because see, one of the things that I always pay attention to, I pay attention to conflict. I pay attention to how people operate in their season. See, it's one thing for you to be mad at me, but it's a whole nother different thing for you to operate a certain type of way because we beefing or there's a conflict. See, I pay attention to the communication in the conflict. See, everybody good when everybody good. We getting along. Everybody having a good time. People didn't drink, they drink, and they smoking, they smoke. But what happens when there's a disagreement? What happens when you don't see eye to eye? See, when you learn to appreciate it all, you also learn to appreciate the people who don't have your best interests at heart. There were some people that I thought had my best interests at heart, family, friends, but they was quick to dog me. They was quick to set me up. They was quick to block me. But at the end of the day, what they didn't understand is that they was blocking their own blessings. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. God know what he doing. He know what gifts he gave to certain people. The Bible says I gave some 3, some 2, some 1. Now, depending on what you do with your gift is on you. See, I'm not going to sit here and let God come back here, send Jesus back. And I'm over here talking about, I was waiting for everything to get right in order for me to launch my business. Or I was waiting for my finances to get right in order for me to ask my woman to marry me. Or I was waiting for this and I was waiting. What you waiting on? COVID ain't going nowhere. The doctor already said it's going to be here to 2023. So that means 2 years from now. So what that means is we need to be coming up with other ways to operate and function in this season. Because if it ain't going nowhere, and y'all already know, y'all still partying without masks on, y'all still smoking and passing a blunt, you better have your own individual weed. This is not a one smokes all. This is not no puff pass. This is mine. You better get yours. Yeah, I said it before I take it back. I'm gonna add more to it. Because when you appreciate what God has done for you, I appreciate God. Let me tell you something. I almost died last year. Okay. And while people was making fun of me because I went live and I was bored dealing with my alopecia, guess what? I didn't give a darn about what nobody was thinking. Because you know what I was focused on? I got to live. My baby got to graduate. I got to make sure that I'm here to do this and I got to do that. And God, don't let me die in this season. You called me to do some things. And see, what you all don't understand is that this is a money's game. You think these people care about you that's in these leadership positions? They cut y'all water off. They poison whole cities. Our water in our city is trash. They need to redo all the pipes, but they building up, but they ain't building underground. They not building nothing that's gonna hold some substance. You know why? Because they don't care about the community in which we live. You think they do because of the little speeches that they make and the little give backs that they give. Why was they giving out book bags when kids weren't even going to school? They should have been giving out beds, pillows, clean sheets. Because hell, half of these kids don't even have a bed to sleep in. I know this because as a single mother, there was a time I couldn't afford a bed. I couldn't afford my son to get a bed. I remember one time my great sister Taylor, I said, listen, I'm in a bind. We just moved in a new place. Listen, I was sleeping on my massage table, and my son was sleeping on a mattress. Because guess what? We had to do what we had to do to make it and get to a point. But guess what? I never stopped working to get to the next level. Now his whole room is furnished. My whole room is furnished. See, don't discount those small beginnings. Don't discount where you are right now. Yeah, it may feel uncomfortable. And yeah, you may not have what you see on social media. Half of the people on social media don't even have what the hell they have. I know this because I know half of them and most of them. And I know them for real. Not what you can see, but I know them for their works. There are people, and I put this on my mama and daddy. There are people who have more than you financially. They are in a better position than you and still jealous of you, still envious of you. How can you hate on somebody and you got more than them? You know why? Because there are a lot of people who dealing with insecurities. And when you walk upright with confidence, with your head held high and your shoulders back, and you can stand on your own 2 feet for the things that you've done and the things that you didn't do, it intimidates people. It scares them. They don't know how to operate in spirit and in truth. And see, when you get people around you that can operate in spirit and in truth, it makes liars uncomfortable. It makes backbiters uncomfortable. It makes people that don't mean you no good uncomfortable. I get in rooms and I already know who's been talking about me. You think I care? No, because you don't know me. You know what they telling you. And if you are okay with believing it, then you just as weak of a person as they are. If you're tuning in, you're listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking about appreciate it all. Because when you learn to appreciate it all, you're okay with starting over. There are times I had to start over. I remember staying with my sister-in-law. She ain't with my brother no more, but she's more of my sister than some of my real sisters. And I stayed in her back room. I was doing, I said it, from her back room. I took the couch cushions and put them on the little coffee table and made me a little makeshift little bed. And my son was staying with his grandma while I was saving up money to get us a house. I was just saving. Couldn't get my nails done. Saving. I had to sacrifice. I had to keep wearing the same wig. Sacrifice. Because if you want something, if you really want something, you are going to do what you need to do to get there. And you can't focus on the people who don't want you to have it. You got to focus on who do want you to have it, who is rocking with you, who are the people that are supporting you. Let me tell you something. I had to pray, and I pray every day. I pray all day, every day without ceasing, because I need it. I know me. Okay, Joy Rose 7 Mile all day. And see, sometimes Joy Rose Zsa Zsa be want to handle things Joy Rose Zsa Zsa's way. And see, Joy Rose Zsa Zsa plus 7 Mile Zsa Zsa, hey, y'all don't want that Zsa Zsa. So I be trying to leave her alone. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you still got that side of you that likes to say, okay, this how y'all want to play this game? Well, let me show you because I play it better. But see, God had to work on me. He's still working on me. I'm still human. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't perfect, but God's still working on me because I asked God to work on me. See, some of y'all are the way you are because you ain't asking God to work on you. You ain't asking God to change your attitude for the better. Help me with this jealous spirit. Help me with this envious spirit. God, help me to communicate better. God, help me to have more wisdom and more knowledge. God, help me to be more disciplined. God, help me to be more loving. All those things only happen if you ask for it. But if you think you okay the way you are, that's the problem. There were some things about me that I had to change in order for God to bless me with what I have now. And I'm going to tell you something. Fighting for your dream ain't easy. Fighting for your community ain't easy because there's more people that look like me and you that's fighting against us than it is the people that look like us that should be helping us. I'm going to say that again. A lot of our issues come from people who look like us, causing more problems for us than the people who don't look like us. I see our people in leadership positions, and they cause more problems for the people they supposed to represent. How, Sway? I thought we elected you to have our back. Like, sometimes I look at people and I think to myself, you are so ungrateful. Ungrateful people are the worst. And see, you got to also learn to take your power back. Some of y'all are acting weak. You acting like you ain't got no strength, no muscle, no power. Let me tell you something. I asked God for power. I don't want no position for power. I asked God for power. Let me tell you why. Because when you ask God for power, can't nobody take that power from you. See, I was a deputy county clerk for Wayne County. And at the end of the day, after my mother passed away, I said, the hell with all of this. I don't need to be stressed out. I'm not about to be stressed out. I could start my own business. And the time that I made $1,000, I made $1,000 in one weekend doing weddings. I was getting paid that every 2 weeks. $1,000, $1,200 after taxes. That my check like $700. So what I'm supposed to do with that? Then I gotta wait 2 more weeks to get another $700 something. And don't let me take a day off. Now I gotta pull my PTO. It was just too much. And you get to a point where you say, you know what? I value me. And I'm gonna be able to be a lot effective and more impactful if I do my own thing. But that doesn't mean that we don't need people in leadership positions that can understand their power. See, there are a lot of people in leadership positions who abuse their power. How you got a suite at the Pistons game, but you ain't getting all the kids and giving them free tickets? See, when I grew up, I was a part of citywide student council. And they didn't really like me because I let them know, you're not going to use me as a pawn, as a student. You're not going to sit up here and have me talking on behalf of y'all, talking about we did right by the students. No, they did not do right by us, and I am here to complain. They thought I was going to say the right thing, but see, that's what people do. They want to get you in a place to little dog you, to devalue you. Ain't nobody little dogging me. I'm great at what I do, okay? People will copy off of you and try to add their seasoning, but they won't have the sauce, baby. There are some people that copy off of what you do. And I appreciate that. Because what that lets me know is, baby, I'm on to something. I'm on to something. And I'm going to tell you something. When you own to something, people gonna want to be on. And I'm always mindful of the people that want to be connected. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ungrateful people are worse than your enemy. You will hook them up with a job, hook them up with an opportunity, put your name on the line for people. And then they turn around and want to dog you out like you ain't never helped them. Oh, so you gonna pay attention to all my shortcomings, but you ain't going to pay attention to none of the times that I helped your little black behind? This is why you got to be mindful of who you attach yourself to and who you allow to use you. Because I'm going to tell you something. Some of y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Because y'all already know. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, and I want you all to come to my event this weekend if you can. I would love to have you come to my Manifested Universe Vision and Networking event. It is this Sunday, the day after Christmas. And I know that some of you are probably going to be chilling, laying up, doing your thing. But after you done chilling and laying up, come on down here and hang out with me. And let's create this vision board and connect these and make these connections. Because COVID is here to stay, okay? And depending on how long it takes for us to literally get rid of it or maintain it or put it in a box, I don't know. But life still go on, okay? And I'm not about to sit up here and isolate and worry and become depressed and have anxiety because of what's going on. I'm going to drink my water, drink my tea, eat my fruits and vegetables. I'm keeping to staying limited fried food, and I'm minding my business because that's how you stay out the way, okay? Listen, there are people that are going to use you, okay? That's life. You're going to get used. That's life. However, who uses you and why they're using you has to be your choice. There are women in relationships right now, and they know their man is using them. They need somewhere to live. It's cold outside. They ain't got nowhere to go. And so they being used. But because you want a man so bad, you gonna allow that man to use you. Okay? You want to be in certain positions. And there are people that are going to use you to get to those positions. They don't want to be your friend. They don't really want to help your organization. They don't really want to support what you got going on, but they know who you connected to. So guess what? They going to try to use you. This is why you got to be mindful. I'm always mindful of who I link up with, who I call my friend, who's my associate, my acquaintance. Because everybody ain't my friend and everybody ain't my homegirl. Everybody ain't my homeboy. And see, sometimes y'all give people titles that they did not earn, nor did they work hard to maintain. Friendships, family. These are not just titles that you just get to have. These are things that you earn. These are things that you do on a consistent basis. And a lot of us get our feelings hurt because we have given people titles that they do not earn. I told y'all last week I had a homegirl, 20 plus years. Best friend, best friend, best friend. Every time I turn around, she was shouting out best friend, but ain't never did nothing that a best friend to do. And even when you had the opportunity to show yourself, this is one of the things that I love about God. He gonna show you who you dealing with. Now you can be dumb. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. You can be dumb and not believe them. God gonna show you. And if he don't show you, he gonna keep allowing you to bump your head. Just like that. You crying. You upset about the situations that are happening in your life. You know why? Because you ain't paying attention. I tell my son all the time, we will keep having the same test until we pass. You will keep having the same test until you pass it. And see, the thing about it is that when you understand everything that you have in your life right now is not predicated upon you, it's predicated upon how God wants you to have it. Whatever that little bit is. And see, God won't give you more until you learn to appreciate what you got. See, I wasn't okay with sleeping in my sister-in-law's den. I wasn't okay with sleeping on my massage table until I got a bed, but I was appreciative. I would tell God, thank you every day. Thank you, God, thank you for having somewhere, a roof over my head. Thank you for protecting my child, keeping him safe. Thank you for covering us. Thank you. Listen. Because when you learn to appreciate what you have, God will bless you with more. I remember standing at the bus stop, thanking God for bus fare. No, I ain't want to be at the bus. No, I ain't want to be at the bus stop. I was tired of the people blowing me. They want to give me a ride. No, I don't want no ride. Blowing at you at the bus stop. But I kept trucking. And I kept thanking God. And I kept saying, it ain't going to always be like this. God, I know you have more for me. God, I know that you have more for me. You have given me a promise, and I'm going to stand on that promise. And see, certain people they go to church, but they don't believe for real. They are attendees. Okay. They are exactly what they are, members. But see, the body of Christ understands the power of manifesting certain things. The Bible says, speak those things that are not as though they were. Guess what? That's called manifestation. Okay. The Bible says, have faith the size of a mustard seed. The size of a mustard seed is extremely tiny. It's the smallest seed there is. So you mean to tell me that if I have a little bit of faith to believe in something, that I could potentially have it? And it ain't just about speaking it. It's about putting yourself in a position to get it. Let me tell you something. I go where I need to go to do what I need to do. I ain't worried about these people, about who don't like me, who mad, who envious. I don't care. Because guess what? If you mad about this, you about to die over that. And this is one of the things that you got to pay attention to when it comes to people. When people are upset with you over a little bit of success, can you only imagine what's going to happen if you get more? I told a friend of mine, I said, well, God showed me what I needed to see on these people. It wasn't the people that I had the problem with. It's the spirit that I had an issue with. Their spirit and my spirit ain't connected. The Bible says if there are any two, Bible says there are any two or three gathered in his name, you got to be on one accord. See, that's why certain people don't mesh with certain people. Because if we ain't on one accord, we ain't gonna work. This is why when you have marriages that end, that means somebody wasn't on the same, they ain't on the same page. And it also means they're not trying to get back on the same page. When I got a divorce from my ex-husband, we never started on the same page. So it wasn't gonna work. Some of y'all trying to make stuff work that wasn't never gonna work. And then some of you all have shot yourself in the foot. Now you gotta make it work. How many people you know in marriages don't want to be in them, but they in them because of the kids? You angry, bitter. Your children don't want y'all together, no way. Some of y'all don't even realize that. You probably be a better mother, better father if you did get a divorce. You probably be a better person if you did walk away from the situation. Now, if the marriage can be resolved, solved, and welded back together, because you got to understand something. Two people that come together as one, you are building one marriage, but you are two separate people, okay? You cannot make somebody think like you think. And you also have to appreciate the individuality of that individual, the uniqueness of that person. Because I'm going to tell you something. My ex-husband wanted me to conform, okay? And I'm like, bro, this is me. Now, were there some areas that I had to smooth out in transition because I have been a single mother for so long? I'm focused on, I got to make this happen. I can't wait on you. I don't know what you about to do, but this is what I'm about to do. And so when you have that mindset, there are certain things that you kind of got to bag up from. Because now I'm learning, okay, he the man of the house. He my husband. Let him do his thing. You know, let me fall back into my little womanhood. But I had been dealing with masculinity because I'm raising a little boy for so long. So it was some stuff in me that I'm like, hey, you know, and I'm going to tell you something. The right man, the right woman will bring out the best in you. They will bring out some things in you that you didn't even think you had. See, my ex-husband didn't bring out the best in me. He brought out the worst in me because we were always bumping heads. When you got one person that wants to be in control of the entire thing, and you got another person that say, you ain't gonna control me, then there you go, right there. And see, I appreciated my ex-husband because of how he treated me to get me. And I'm going to tell you something, fellas. In order to keep her, you going to have to keep treating her the way you started treating her when you got her. You got her flowers to get her, keep giving her flowers. Ladies, you don't get to shut off your vagina because you got an attitude. That's not, That's your husband, honey. You using sex as a weapon to manipulate in your marriage. That's not safe. And it causes trauma and it causes resentment. Because men, first of all, it don't take much for certain men. I ain't going to say all because my ex-husband was a certain breed, but that's another story for another day. But most men, they don't want much. They don't. They don't want. They want peace, simplicity, and sex. And they want to be able to be financially stable and do whatever it is that they feel that they need or want to do. But the minute that you cause any of that type of stress or any of those type of problems, guess what? He is going to exit stage left. And see, I had to learn to appreciate my marriage and my divorce. You know why? Because it taught me things about me. And when you really desire to grow in life, you're going to start looking at you first. You're not going to do this. Oh, I got to point the finger because, no, you learn to appreciate it all. If you weren't able to get your kids gifts this go round, that don't mean beat yourself up. Okay, them kids is not going to die because they didn't get all the toys that they said they wanted. If you really want to go get them something to make yourself feel better, the resale shop is open. Wipe the stuff down with Clorox wipes. your fabuloso and your pine saw, wrap them up and keep them moving. And whenever you get a chance to get what you need to get, then get it. But we rack our brains trying to impress people. We rack our brains trying to provide a life that we cannot afford. And see, this is how a lot of us end up in a lot of bad situations, because we trying to keep up with an image that listen, let me tell you something. I tell people all the time, you don't have a heaven or hell to put me in, and the riches come from my faith. My riches come from my Father that I believe has the ability to bless me with whatever it is that I need. And because I believe this, I don't want nobody around me that has a different belief system, because you are going to influence in some point in time my thought process. This is why that bird of a feather flock together is a real thing. I only want to hang around bosses. I only want to hang around women that are confident. I only want to hang around women that want to uplift other women. I don't want to be around no woman that can find it easy to hate on another woman, knowing that you got to snap your bra on like me, knowing that you got to deal with a menstrual cycle or deal with whatever it is that women got to go through just like me. You a mama just like me, and you mean to tell me that you want to sit up here and dog me out? I don't want to be around nobody like that. And especially if you calling yourself a Christian. This is why I don't talk to some of them people at my church. Them church folks, y'all stay on over there because you're messy. You keep up stuff. You keep division going. And then you walk around saying, make me a missionary. I want to be an evangelist. Let me tell you something. You can be a missionary, evangelist, an elder, a deacon, and all those things without even having to be in anybody's church or having to have that title, because it's about the spirit that you carry. There are people with that title whose spirit is horrible. And see, at the end of the day, there is a reason for this season. There's a reason that this sickness has plagued our communities, our countries. You know why? Because we took prayer out of school. We don't teach our kids to pray, but we teach them how to TikTok. My son knew the Lord's Prayer. So if he ever got in a bind, he know who he need to call on first. If you can't get me, you can't get 911, you better learn to call on the Lord Jesus Christ. You better learn to call on God. You better learn to have faith. Because if you ever get in a bind and you can't get me, guess what? You can always get God. He always going to be available. But he only going to be available if you want him to be. And see, a lot of us, we teach our kids inappropriate behavior, and then they grow up and they shoot up a school, and now all of a sudden, oh, we didn't know little Johnny was having problems. Yeah, you did. You got him over here watching Scarface all day, and then now you mad because he's stealing cars in the middle of the night. Well, guess what? Your parenting is a reflection of that. And what you don't do as a parent is a reflection of that. See, my brothers probably never would have went to prison if my mother would have let my father keep his sons. My mom didn't want to do that. My mom didn't want to do it because she didn't want her sons to go over there. No. Sometimes a man needs to be with his sons in order for them to change the direction of their lives. I know for a fact my brothers probably wouldn't have been in prison. Because my one brother was going on the road with my dad. My dad was a truck driver. He had 2 rigs. And he would drive across the country from state to state. And see, as women, as men, we have to learn to make better decisions for the families that we represent. A lot of us, we get so prideful and so egotistical. There are leaders in the family. And I'm going to tell you something. You want to fight the leader, then you be the leader then. You lead the family to where they need to go. Or you're going to work with the person that's trying to lead. A good team consists of leaders, followers, managers, workers. Some people don't want to be the workers. Everybody want to be the boss. Let me tell you something. One of the things that I learned about being a boss is also learning to lead from behind, falling back, looking at how you've led others and watching them lead. This is when you know that your impact is actually working. There are people, and they'll probably never give me no credit, just like they'll probably never give you no credit. They wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for the words and the wisdom and the mentoring and the tutoring and helping and providing resources and hookups and meetings and all these different things that we've invested. Half of the kids that I have literally mentored are some of y'all kids. And see, I'm going to tell you something. Parents, women, men, these children pay attention to how we handle conflict, how we deal with our politics, how we deal with our religion, our spirit, how we deal with our families, how we resolve certain situations. And this is the thing. You can become codependent on being ignorant, or you're going to learn to say, you know what? I'm waving a white flag. Let me focus and zero in on what's really important. Because guess what? We going to a shutdown again, just so you know. Just thought I'd put that in there. Because when you are walking into certain situations and numbers start elevating, what you gonna do if the grocery store in your neighborhood closes? I tell y'all this stuff all the time. We already behind. They talking about NFTs, and half of y'all don't even know what the hell that is. Y'all still stuck on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I know I am. Because at the end of the day, white people, Asians, Koreans, all these other ethnicities, they not focused on these stupid things that y'all focused on. You focused on, she said this to me. She made me feel some kind of way. Huh? So the fact that 10 million people dying and us working together as a community means nothing? That means nothing. So that also lets you know where the priorities lie. And it also lets you know how selfish people can be. Right now, people got COVID. They still going to the club. You know, they think they got a cold. I remember somebody told me, yeah, I think I got COVID, but I still need my work hours. Oh, so you just gonna go to work, huh? You just gonna infect everybody at work because you want a couple dollars? This is where we at. And if you're tuning in, you're listening, yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm adding more to it. I learned to appreciate it all. I learned to appreciate people that don't mean me no good. You know why? Because it showed me how to love me even more and love the people who work for me. See, you can't get caught up with, and my friend, she texted me the other day and she said, I'm so proud of you and all the things that you've been doing. She said, but I want you to stop talking about your haters. And I said, well, sometimes you got to let your haters know, honey. And sometimes there are people in your life that think that they got one up on you because you ain't said nothing. You ain't checked nobody. You ain't made it a big deal. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you're going to have to let some people know. Okay? I tell you all the time, in 2022, it's going to be up to you. You're not going to play with me. You're not going to play with my emotions. You're not going to play with my time. You're not about to play with my finances. You're not going to play with my heart. Is you trying to do this or not? Is we doing this together or not? Is we collaborating or not? Is we friends or not? Are we family or not? Because if it's a no, stay over there. This is where it's at. And see, a lot of people want to play with you. They play with you because you allow it. They play with you because you allow it. I ain't cutting you off, but I ain't talking to you either. I ain't got time. People call me. I ain't answering my phone. I don't want to talk to you. Because if you value what I brought to the table, we wouldn't even be in this space. And people know when they're guilty. People know when they have operated, they've operated on some shady stuff. Because guess what? They always want to exit stage left. They always want to make sure, you know, people get real boisterous when they got a team and people behind them. I'm a big person that says stand on your 2 words. That's what you said, stand on it. So if you get checked about it, stand on what you said. I've been in so many meetings where people complained about what was going on in the city, what was going on in their company, what was going on in the school. And when it came down to say something, they ain't say a word. And then a person like me, I say something, oh, here she come. You just was complaining about this same thing. So you mean to tell me that I got more balls than some of these brothers? That's why I love when Jay-Z said my baby mama harder than a lot of you ninjas. Because that is the case in some instances. We need more men to stand up for these women, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't have no sex trafficking if men paid attention to what was happening in their families. You over here got an attitude with your baby mama and your baby daddy, but you got kids. These kids need to know that they have people that they can count on. Because if you don't show that, guess where they're going to go? The internet, their friends' family, and now they have become influenced by everybody else other than you. Let me tell you something. There was nobody's voice louder than or more influential than mine in my son's life. I had to let him know. Because sometimes you got to let these folks know. Son, you better look them in their eyes. Look, I want you to stare in their eyes. Because let me tell you something. A coward won't be able to stare you in your eyes. They're going to look away. They ain't gonna be able to stand toe to toe with you. I look at people in their soul, and they know. That's why people that ain't no good, they stay away. People that know they done did some wrong, they acting weird. People know what they do. Ain't nobody ignorant to that. Listen, I am not ignorant to Satan's devices, and I just wish that these people who call themselves Christ lovers, knowing that Jesus is the reason for the season, will actually follow through on what it is that they know. How can you say you love God and hate your brother or sister? How can you say that the Black Lives Matter and you ain't even appreciative to the little stuff you got? Some of us are ungrateful. You got life and breath in your body. God woke you up today. Every day that God, listen, when I get up, I open my eyes, and the first thing I say is, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I'm alive. Okay? Now that means I can go get some stuff done. Because guess what? Every day somebody don't wake up. Somebody went to sleep last night. They didn't wake up this morning. Somebody is up they went to sleep on that ventilator and they was taken off. And I know this because my mom was on a ventilator and I watched them unplug her. She took several breaths and she was gone. So I'm going to tell you something. You better learn to appreciate it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. Because if you don't, you will stay right where you are. I know so many people that are so focused on somebody else's blessings other than focusing in on their own. I can't focus on nobody else and what they're doing. I got to focus on what God told me to do. I need to occupy my hands with what God told me to do. I can't worry about you and what you ain't doing. Because guess what? The tragedies and traumas that we have in our community is because a lot of people ain't doing what they doing. God gave you a nonprofit. You ain't even started it. God gave you a business. You ain't even did nothing with it. God gave you an idea of an invention. And this is one of the things that I love about our history. I love about the substance of Black people back in the day, because guess what? They understood the power of an invention, the power of a patent, the power of stability within a family, the power of a woman having her own, the power of a man having his own. And they understood the power of a community. Y'all on me, myself, and I. Y'all on I only live once. Me, it's all about me. Not knowing that, baby, in this walk we walking right now, we all in this together. We all in this together. Because there are some situations that we're getting ready to walk in, and all you gonna have is the people who you linked up with. I'm gonna tell you, when I was sitting in that cell, all I had was the girl in the room. And I would tell her, we gonna be okay. We gonna be all right. Don't worry. She just crying. Can't call nobody. I'm in jail. So you gotta learn, okay, you gotta make it work for what you gotta make it work for. And so when you come into certain situations that bring you down, like this holiday season, and there are a lot of mothers and a lot of fathers that could not afford to give their kids gifts. The greatest gift that you can give anybody is your love, your loyalty, your time, your talent, your support, your integrity. Those are free 99. But we want to buy our way into people's lives. Oh, maybe if I get them this, they'll love me more. No, maybe if you be more loving, then maybe they'll love you. And then maybe it wasn't meant for y'all to have that connection. That's another thing that I had to learn to be appreciative of in the season when God tells people to walk away. There are some situations in our lives where we hold on to things and people and we will not let them go. I asked my brother the other day, I said, how long do a person get crucified? Because Jesus was on the cross for 3 days. I'm trying to figure it out. If Jesus was on the cross for 3 days, he died on one day and rose on the third day, why are you holding people hostage? Why you won't let stuff go? Why you can't move to the next level? Why is it that you can't learn to appreciate what God has given you? You got that little hoopty, you better make sure the hoopty got a tune up, the oil is changed, the tires is rotated, until God can put you in a position where you can't get something else. See, we put our energy and our space into illusions because social media has allowed us to fall in love with things that we see, things that we hear, and that ain't nothing but the enemy. The enemy will mess with your senses. Pay attention. What is COVID attacking? It's attacking your senses, okay? Your sight, your hearing, your feeling, your smelling, your taste, your sight, your touch. We can't touch each other. It's messing with your nose. You can't smell. It's messing with your mouth. You can't taste. It's a reason why this is happening, because it desensitizes you. Person died. I remember my grandma died last year. And I was so hurt. And I'm looking at my siblings like, y'all ain't hurt by this? No, I mean, she gone. Huh? There was a time where we had respect as people transition in life. And we had respect for the dead. And we had respect for people who were grieving. And we cared. We cared. But then when we find somebody that don't care about us no more, we over in the corner crying. Why they don't care about me? Well, are you showing that you're a caring person? Because I'm going to tell you something. Karma comes in different forms. You may not get back what you did to somebody else. It may happen to you in another way. And I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes people want you to have bad karma, but God know how you moving and God know your heart. And he like, nah, just because you want them to hurt and you want them to be angry and you don't like them, that don't mean that I do. And I don't. This is one of the reasons why I thank God for every situation that I've been in, good, bad, or ugly. Because I know what's in my heart and I also know who my provider is. I can walk upright and move a certain way because my dependency is not on the people. My dependency is on God and the skill and talent that he's given me to provide for myself and for my family. When you get to a place in life, you understand I'm going to appreciate, okay, I may not have the flat screen, but I got this little laptop, this little cute little whatever. You learn to appreciate those things. No, I don't have the new Jordans, but I got these feelers and I'm going to keep them clean and keep my shoestrings clean. And I'm going to keep it all the way tight. When you learn to appreciate those things, then God will take you to the next level. But the minute that you think you so such and much and you deserve the world and you got to have this and you got to have that, you've already lost. Because when you recognize God for those blessings, he will learn to bless you with more. Listen, I love y'all. I hope you all are having a wonderful and amazing holiday. My eye running because I got these crazy allergies. But I want y'all to have an amazing holiday season. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year if I don't see you or talk to you. And I'm so super duper appreciative because when you get to your next level in life, you pray about everything. You pray without ceasing. And you thank God for the next level in your life. Listen, if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa because you do. Stop being a hater. How we got 5,000 followers here and 3,000 followers there, and we got to beg you to subscribe. You subscribing to people's channels that you don't even know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa because you do. Okay? Listen, you want me to subscribe to yours? That's how we got to do this thing. This is a two-way street right here. You understand what I'm saying? We got to learn that you just don't take. You're going to have to learn to give. This is a season of giving. This is a season of love. And if you ain't got love in your heart, then that's the part right there. That's the part right there. And I'm going to tell you something right now. God will give you the desires of your heart. I'm a living witness. I went from a struggling kid, 17 years old, raising a baby, going back and forth from Bowling Green State University, Greyhound, until my dad bought me a car. And I still was going back to school. Didn't know I was dealing with postpartum depression and depression from being a graduate. And I just was going through. But see, God is so good. My son is in college. I know this because I've been through this. You'll get through that divorce. You'll get through them friends walking away from you. You'll get through that family walking away from you. I know. I'm a living witness. I'm going to tell you. God is gonna put some pressure on you because guess what? Pressure makes diamonds shining out here. You hear me? Shining. And I'm going to keep shining. And at the end of the day, God is going to do some amazing, abundantly above what you could ask or think things, but you got to get your heart right. And you got to learn to be appreciative for the little things so that God can bless you with the big things. Listen, I love y'all, and I want y'all to remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. Not these toys, not these video games, not these clothes. I know you wanted some perfume. I know you want an air fryer. I know you're trying to get a new car and everything that you're doing. But at the end of the day, you learn to be appreciative. And as you learn to be appreciative, God will open up them doors. He'll open up them doors. And then people always want to know, how you get this? How you was able to do that? You see, I got a relationship with my Father who sits high and he look low, looking and beholding the good and the evil. He know how people moving. So because he know how people are moving, he moves me right through the door. While you was worried about that, he said, go do this. While you was focused on that, he said, go focus on this. And this is the thing that I love about God, because while you focus on that, God gonna put somebody else in another position. And you gonna want to know how it happened because you was focused on the wrong things. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. I love y'all. Until next week. Peace.